Greetings Stalkers, my name is Alexey and I am programmer of Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. In this episode of the Zone Kit tutorial we are going to show you how to bring a completely new weapon into the zone. Let's begin by creating a mod, giving it a name, and click Create button. Next, we need to set up a folder for storing our assets. There are two ways to do this. Either manually create the folder inside the mod directory, or follow the method shown in the video. Let's navigate to the folder where existing weapon assets are stored. We'll check out one of these folders. This process copies both the folder structure and the assets into our mod directory. Now, locate this new folder in the content browser. Right-click on any asset and choose Show in Explorer. This helps us quickly access the correct location without manually browsing for it. With the folder open in Explorer, delete the copied assets. We only needed them as a workaround to generate the proper folder structure. If this seems too complex, feel free to create the necessary folders manually instead. Now, copy your prepared assets into this folder. Once the assets are in place, we can move on to editing prototypes. This step is essential for creating a new weapon. It involves setting up a new item, assigning the appropriate parameters, and linking a visual model. To start editing, we need to copy the relevant prototypes from the editor into our mod. Only the ones needed for the weapon should be copied. Locate and open the editor prototypes. The video shows the exact path. Inside the mod, recreate the same folder structure used in the editor. Start with a folder named GameLight, and inside it add another folder called Game Data. Into this folder, copy item generator prototypes. This file contains item generation settings, and we are going to change the line that responds for Skif's starting weapon. Next, recreate the structure for item prototypes. Add a folder named Item Prototypes, which will hold configuration for various items. We are specifically interested in weapons. Copy the file Weapon Prototypes into this folder. It contains the base properties for weapons. Now create a folder named Weapon Data, where we will store prototype settings for weapons. Copy Weapon General Setup Prototypes file into this folder. It contains essential weapon configuration settings. To save time, copy the entire folders from the previous steps, rather than recreating each one and copying files manually. Now delete any prototypes meant for NPCs. We only need player-specific configurations. It's possible to copy just required files manually, but it's faster to delete the unnecessary one after copying the whole folder. With everything prepared, we're ready to begin creating the weapon. This involves editing the prototypes files and entering all necessary weapon details. Open your preferred text editor and drag the prototype files into it. You can open each file separately, but dragging them all at once is more efficient. Start with Weapon Prototypes config file. Find the prototype gun UDP and copy it. It's already properly configured, so we only need to adjust a few fields. Paste the copied block to the end of the file. Rename both the name and SID fields to avoid conflicts with existing entries. Update the General Weapon Setup field with a new value, as shown in the video. Do the same for the Player Weapon Attribute field. The reference structure will be created in the next steps. Save this file. Now open General Weapon Setup Prototypes. Here we'll define weapon parameters and create the structure referenced earlier. Copy the UDP weapon structure and paste it to the end of the file. We use this as a base to save time. Rename the name and SID just as before. Let's now assign our new assets to the weapon. Currently, the references point to UDP assets. We'll replace them with those we imported earlier. To do that, find the field Weapon Static Mesh Parts and update all assets entries. From the asset names, it's easy to tell what should be replaced. Now, we have to delete redundant weapon parts from the file. Open the editor and right-click each asset to copy reference. Do this for all assets shown in the video. Then, paste each reference into its corresponding field in the config file. The video clearly shows which goes where. Next, open Player Weapon Setting Prototypes. This is where we define attributes like damage and armor penetration, referenced by Player Weapon Attributes. Again, copy an existing structure, paste it to the end of the file, rename the name and SID. Now modify the base damage and armor piercing fields to fit your weapon stats. Open Player Weapon Attributes Prototypes. As before, copy an existing structure, rename both the name and SID. Update the default weapon settings SID field to reference the custom settings we just created. Open Item Generator Prototypes. Here we'll replace the standard skiff starting pistol with the new one to test it in-game. Look for E01 MQ01 Player Item Generator. This responds for item generation at the start of the game. Replace gun skiff gun with our created gun new weapon. To tweak pistol recoil, return to the editor. In the content browser, select the content folder to ensure the entire directory is searchable. Then search for camera pattern, blend curve, pistols. Right-click this file and select Checkout to make edits. Find the checked out file in your mod folder. Apply your desired recoil tweaks. And that's it. The mod is now complete. You can now package it and upload it to repositories. For details on packaging, see the previous episode. When the mod is installed, let's test it in the game. Now, when we are starting a new game, instead of a trusty PM, we'll get a completely different gun.
Response team.
Thank you, Stalkers, for being with us and watching this episode of the Zone Kit tutorials. In the next one, we'll show you how to mod a weapon animation, be it for some classic gun or that one you created yourself. We are looking forward for your creations with this tool. And see you in the zone.